and the Diabetes Action Council of South Carolina present Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with Tre Tailor. Coping. Hey there, and thank you so much for joining us on Coping. I'm Tre Tailor. We're giving you info and advice to help you thrive and survive in life because we will always be coping with something. Today, we're coping with HIV Testing Day. Dean Edwards joins us. He is with Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services, along with Joshua Dease. Both of them are with PALSS. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. We're going to be coping with HIV AIDS Testing Day, and we're going to talk to these gentlemen about that coming up next on Coping. But first, hey, don't forget to check the bottom of the screen throughout the show. You will see scrolling information about COVID tests, vaccines, also community events, job listings, financial resources, including scholarships, help with your rent, mortgage bills, and more. All of that will be scrolling at the bottom of the stream. We are streaming on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So please post, share, like, and follow so we can get the message to the masses. Today, we are coping with National HIV AIDS Testing Day. Dean Edwards joins us along with Joshua Dease. Both work in counseling, testing, and referral services at Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. You guys are actually celebrating 38 years of servicing and educating the community. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you. 38 years, a long time.
That's a long time. You know, on one hand, we hate that there is a need for PALSS, but on the other hand, Dean and Joshua, we're so glad for agencies like PALSS, your leadership with Carmen Julius, for sticking in there and being such a great source and resource to the community at home.
Yes, definitely. You know, we can be proud of the fact that we're one of the longest service organizations in the Southeast, not only South Carolina, but the South. Yes.
Wow, that's huge. So tell us why there is still a need for HIV Testing Day. And this is a national observance.
Well, we know that individuals are still being diagnosed with HIV. You know, the CDC recommends that everybody get tested every year, at least once a year, and people are still getting tested. We do know through the CDC data that the numbers have been decreasing, even in South Carolina, but people still need to get tested and know their status. There's about 30% of individuals that don't know their HIV status, and they could be reactive or positive for HIV. So the important thing is to get tested and know your status and know that, you know, there's options for you to get into medical care.
Right. So this is just a nationwide, Joshua, concerted effort to give people the information, resources, and encouragement to just go ahead and get tested.
Oh, definitely. To be honest with you, that is definitely true. National HIV Testing Day should be every day, to be honest to me. I mean, it should be something that somebody should always want to do, but that is definitely something that's important.
Yeah. So tell me, this year, the focus is take the test and take the next step. Tell us a little bit about the theme.
Well, we can say that take the test. The theme basically is recommending that you take the test, know your status. If you find out that you are HIV positive, there are options for you to get into care. Not only that, if you take the test and you do have a negative test, you can get into prevention. You can know your status. You could be able to share that information, encourage others to get tested. But the important thing is to know your status.
Yeah. So Joshua, I want you to chime in here. Take the test, take the next step. What is the next step? Dean touched on it a little bit, but if someone tests positive, what's the next step for them?
Well, hey, the next step when you first find out the results is to breathe for one. Just take one good breath in, take it all in, and because a lot of the times your mind is going to be racing. Because even before the thought of doing the test, your mind is already racing, and then during the process, now that the test is how advanced, you can actually do a 1-minute test now, and you can know your status. So that 1 minute goes by real quick, and then once you get that either the result in, you be like, and nowadays I like to say, congratulations, you're still negative. You know, a lot of people be like, what do you mean by that? I mean, it's because you took the next step after you took the first step by coming and getting tested, and the next step is for you to know your status. So anyone who was to become a positive, I would say breathe first. And at PALS, I do have a tendency, and PALS is a family-oriented type place. And we do allow people to feel like we're a one-stop shop. We're gonna make you feel like you're home, you're safe, and that you can feel like you can come for us all your needs. And then PALS offer a whole lot of other services once you become a client within PALS.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about that. Okay. So you test, you find out you're positive. Um, what are the next steps? What happens then? You get into treatment?
Yes, we provide the medical treatment and medical care. So we connect you with a medical case manager, and they'll sit down with you and talk about your specific needs. Are you understanding your diagnosis? And then we have a medical team here. We have a nurse practitioner as well as a medical provider, and they will link them to care. And we have the opportunity, what is called rapid start. We can test. You could test today. We can link you to medical care, and they can actually give you the medication on the same day.
Really? Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yes. So that the advances have come a long way. We know the medications is advanced where you can take one pill for the rest of your life, or you can actually take a shot. And that shot, they're working on getting a shot every 6 months and maybe once a year. So the advances are very important, but the linkage to care that we provide is very, very, very important and very easy to get through. We've tested out in the community and actually brought individuals back to the office on the same day, link them to medical care, and link them into services.
Awesome. We're coping with our National HIV Testing Day. Dean Edwards and Joshua Dease joins us. They are with Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. I got to say it again, celebrating 38 years of providing sources and resources in the community. As Dean said earlier, one of the longest serving agencies in the Southeast to provide this care for everyone in the community. So we were talking about what's the next step. The focus for this year is take the test, take the next step. We were just talking about what happens if the next step is positive. Well, what happens if the next step, what's your next step if your test results are negative?
Well, the next step for anyone who tests negative, I like to explain to them it is okay to get tested. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones, tell your neighbor it is okay to get tested. I think a lot of the times, if you have to be the beacon of light to say that I got tested today, you'll be able to encourage someone else to get tested. And not only with the experience that PALS offers you, you'd not only be able to tell them, hey, I need you to go to PALS. I need you to go to PALS Incorporated. I need you to come here. PALS made me feel welcome when I walked in. They made me feel welcome when I walked out. And the results overall was positive. So I do think the next step when it comes to being negative is to advocate, to be a promoter, to make sure that people are aware that it's okay to get tested. And the next level is to get on prevention medicine like PrEP or either PEP. So I do say if you're going to have a high sexual lifestyle or either a normal sexual lifestyle, it's okay to get on PrEP.
Or an unprotected sexual lifestyle, right?
Correct. And if I can add, we have other services. We have a lot of in prevention. We have a lot of services, and some of them could be substance abuse. So we have a project that deals with substance abuse and HIV. We have, of course, you mentioned about PrEP. We have that whole process here at PALS. We have a behavioral health therapist because sometimes some of these behaviors that you might be engaging in, it could be because of some behavioral health issues that you have or some in the past. So we have a wide range of services here that can keep somebody, preventative from contracting HIV.
Yeah, it is National HIV Testing Day. We're coping with that. Dean Edwards joins us along with Joshua Dease. June is Pride Month, but it also marks the 43rd anniversary of the first test that detected AIDS. But everyone is at risk and should be concerned about HIV/AIDS, right, guys?
Yes. Definitely. Everybody's at risk. Like I said, CDC recommended over 12, 15 years ago that everybody get tested at least once a year. And your behaviors might encourage you to get tested more than once a year. So definitely.
Yeah. Awesome. What type of activities will there be for the public? Where and when can people get tested and take advantage subsequently of the services that you guys offer at Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services?
So on June 27th, which is National HIV Testing Day, we are offering testing in across the community, in the Midlands community. The first location is Walgreens on St. Andrews Road in Broad River on that connector, and then that from 10 till 7. We also are testing at Walgreens on Divine Street from 10 till 4. And then the last location is here at the office. We'll be testing from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. on June 27th. Please come out. We have several locations. Not only that, of course, we test every day, and we're always in the community. But those specific locations are for testing for June 27th. We have a live ready remote. We're doing a lot of promotions on social media. So please, if you get connected, if you can't come that day, come the next day. We're here. We work on weekends, the first and third weekends from 10 to 2. If you cannot get on that particular day, so come on out. At our office, we'll have some refreshments. We'll have some giveaways.
Yeah, we can see that information on the screen, all of the opportunities that the public has, and anyone is welcome to come, right?
Yeah.
Anyone's welcome to come. And not only that, I should have mentioned this, we offer take-home testing. You can get online and order it. You can come in the office and do a QR code and scan it. We can mail it out. We can deliver it to you. We have the option of doing a take-home test in your own private setting, in your own comfort.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Dean, because Joshua, I want to get you back in the conversation and talk about the types of tests. Dean just mentioned there was a test where you could take it home. And some people, I love that option because some people may want to take it in the privacy of their own home. Tell us first about that take-home test. How is it administered?
Okay, the take-home test is actually going to come in a little kit. We actually prescribe where you give you instructions. We give you the QR codes to where you be able to give out your results back to us. And it's basically, there's a link that you have to fill out first. Once you fill out the link automatically comes back to us. Then once you get the link, the test itself is going to walk you through a process. And it actually, if I'm not correct, I think it's audio. I think it allows you to be able to determine how long you're supposed to put it in the test. It's actually a 20-minute test. It's basically by saliva. Who would have thought that by always either getting pricked by your finger or either drawing blood, now you can do it by saliva now. So with that being stated, I mean, that test right there alone gives you the privacy that you need. It gives you the confidentiality that you need. And I mean, at that moment, if the test comes up being what we expect it to either be positive or negative, the next step is to come back into us and we'll take care from there.
All right. So you've got the take-home test, which is oral or mouth swab. What other types of methods of testing are there?
Oh, we do testing for STDs, STIs. Usually we actually got the info in that we actually test for herpes as well. We actually test for herpes, we test for chlamydia, gonorrhea, all STDs and STIs across the board.
Awesome. And people can take all of those tests, but are they different types of tests?
Well, usually STDs run between urine, STIs, syphilis is usually a blood draw. We actually test for COVID as well, and we actually do vaccinations for monkeypox. So we do a whole lot of other testing here other than just your normal HIV, STDs, and STIs. We do COVID as well.
Dean, I want you to get back in here. I want to ask about the other types of, other than oral, that Joshua mentioned for the take-home test. What are some other methods of testing for HIV?
There are we do a whole blood. We can draw blood. Sometimes individuals might come in and they might have been exposed. So we'll do the rapid, but it's negative. But you're still maybe possibly in that window period. So what we'll do is do a whole blood test. We'll send it into the lab, and you get your results back in a couple of days. So that's important. Some people are in that window period, and we recently found out that even though it's negative, we can still do a viral load. Because the viral load would definitely pick up if there's any virus there. That rapid test might not, because you're right in that window period. So of course we do that. We have a 1-minute test. We have a 15-minute HIV rapid test, as well as a 20-minute rapid HIV test. So we have a lot of options that are available. But going back to STIs, we also do STIs with chlamydia and gonorrhea with a rectal and oral. So yeah, people don't realize that you can actually get STIs in your throat and in your rectum. And it's important to do that, because you might do the urine will be negative, but you might have it in another orifice. So, we definitely provide those services. But the HIV test, once we link them to care, our medical team does the whole gamut of all the kidneys and all of that. And they would know what the virus load is, the CD4 is, and they'll get them into care as soon as possible.
just for the public's information, because I mentioned this, that everyone needs to be conscientious about their status, their HIV status. So I really want to hone in on the fact that it's not just an LGBTQ issue or condition.
It is not. Anyone who can contract HIV by, certain behaviors.
Right.
It could be unprotected sex with anybody. It could be with your husband or your wife.
Right.
It could be multiple sex partners. It could be, injection drugs, things of that sort. So, and we all fall in those categories.
Yeah.
Your sexual behavior is not a determinant of what you're going to get. So, you be unprotected sex across the board, So we encourage people to get tested. We encourage people to use preventative measures such as PrEP or condom usage. And then also important, knowing your partner status. If you meet somebody, hey, have an HIV test. Can let's go get a test together.
Yeah.
We encourage that. We do couples testing here as well. So you can come in with your partner and we'll sit down and discuss some of the behaviors. And sometimes people don't find out stuff till they sit down with the counselor. But that's very important.
But it is important. These are tough conversations to have, but these are such important conversations. And I just think if you're going to be grown enough to have sex, you need to be grown enough to find out what your situation is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, Dean Edwards joins us along with Joshua Dease. We are coping with National HIV Testing Day. If people want more information, not only about the events that PALSS is having for HIV Testing Day next week, but also for all of the services that you offer, again, to the community. And I even want to stress high school students, college students. Listen, we all been a teenager before. So.
Grandmothers and grandfathers, we're 50s, 60s now. We're young, so we still need to get tested. Definitely.
That's right. So if people want more information, how can they contact you guys?
Of course, you can contact us at 803-779-7257. That's our telephone number. We are also on the web, www.pals.org. And then, of course, across social media, we're on Instagram and Facebook. We're sharing a lot of information. If you start following our page, please follow our page. We're sharing a lot of information, not only about the specific day, but just general information on HIV, getting tested, PrEP, COVID, monkeypox, and just the health information that we're sharing a lot on our social media. So please follow us on our Facebook and our Instagram page.
All right. And people can see all of that information, including the dates and times for HIV Testing Day on the screen. Dean Edwards, Joshua Dease with counseling, testing, and referral services at Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. Thank you guys so much, not only for joining us today, but like I said, for hanging in there along with your executive director, Carmen Julius, and all of your staff and board at Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. 38 years of providing service and resources for our community. We thank you guys so much. Couldn't do it without you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So listen, don't forget, you can see the information on the screen for Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. HIV Testing Day is this month, and we want you to not only be aware, but also get tested. Coming up, we've got more from Coping. I'm Tre Tailor, and we will be right back.
Hello, I'm Carolyn Sawyer, an entrepreneur and caregiver. Part of taking care of your health is knowing if you're at risk of type 2 diabetes. Prediabetes is serious and puts you at risk for developing type 2 diabetes. Up to 90% of South Carolinians who have it don't know they have it. Visit inittogethersc.org. Take an online test to find out your risk and join a diabetes prevention program. This message brought to you by the Diabetes Action Council of SC.
Hi, I'm Tre Tailor, and we're always coping with something, but God is always with us. Here's the devotional for today. I love you, God says, for who you are, not for what you do. Man, that's good. Many voices vie for control of your mind, especially when you sit in silence. You must learn to discern what is my voice and what is not. Ask my spirit to give you this discernment. Walk closely with me in each moment, listening for my directions and enjoying my companionship. Refuse to let other voices tie you up in knots. My sheep know my voice and follow me wherever I lead, because I'm always there. That's your devotion for today. I'm Tre Tailor.
Coping, find peace of mind to survive through whatever. Coping, learning the way that we thrive all together. Coping, finding out what's real. Coping, we can heal, we can heal, we can heal. Coping with stress, coping with strife, bringing hope for success, for improving our life. Coping beyond hoping to do more than survive, ways to live a healthy life. Coping and promoting, learning what you can do, 6 ways to a better you. Coping, find peace of mind to survive